Hey everybody, welcome to this channel. My name is Eileen, and today I want to talk about what's on your wish list for podcasting apps and gear coming up in the new year. Oh my goodness, this is going to be such an incredible video because there is some new gear coming up, and there is a new app that I'm going to give you a sneak peek of. So let's get started. I thank you so much for being here. And I see a couple folks have joined in already. And let me just get this shared out over on the Twitters. And there is a mic company that I absolutely love. You probably heard of them before, but for those of you who are new to the whole podcasting and podcast gear thing, the company is called RØDE, but that's spelled RODE. Now, a few times before I've talked about them and I've showed demos of using the Rode Smart Lav Plus, and I use that in conjunction with my smartphone to record on the go. So the amazing company RØDE has introduced a couple of new products. Now, I don't have my hands on either of these products, but there was an review done that I'm going to share the link with you so you can learn soup to nuts about this product. So the first thing I want to do is just do a screen share with you of the actual product. So let's get that up. And this is called the RØDECaster Pro. This is a fully integrated podcast production studio. And it's whether you're just starting out or a seasoned broadcast professional, the RØDECaster Pro podcast production studio is all you will ever need. And if you're watching this in the month of December 2018, they are also having a contest. So head over to RØDE.com. That's the RØDE website, and look for the blog, and that's where you'll see the link to the contest. And I will have that link for you a little later on in what's called the doobly-doo. And I use that term doobly-doo to segue over into this, the person who did the review. And this guy is so well known for doing his reviews. And I love when he says the doobly-doo, because basically he means the description. And I actually did a question over on my Twitter. So play along with me here, and I'll tell you who he is, and I'll show you a little bit of the review. Does anyone want to guess who this is? He is a podcaster and a YouTuber who does mic reviews. One of his show segments is called The Conspiracy Corner, and he refers to links in his YouTube description as the doobly-doo. Who is he? Now, I would love to know if anybody knows who that is. First, let me say hi to a couple folks who've come in. And Simply Beth, hello, my dear. How are you? And Positive Gamer, I haven't talked to you in a while, so it's so great to see you. And, you know, Positive Gaming, he's got his podcast, so he is probably interested in some of these podcasting gear and app things that we're going to talk about today. And Simply Beth, I think you, Simply Beth, have you started podcasting too? I know you're doing YouTube. Okay, so without further ado, let me just get a little, I'm just going to put up a little bit of a screenshot And you heard his voice just there in the background. And, I really love what Bandrew is his name. I really love what Bandrew does, because let me make this bigger so that when I screen share, you can see it. It looks like he's here with me. Bandrew, sorry, that's not a flattering. There you go. So that's what he's reviewing, this RØDECaster Pro. And I love Bandrew's reviews, because what he does is he gives you everything from soup to nuts. He compares each and every knob, slider, and places that you can plug things in on this RØDECaster. He compares it to other similar types of gear. And hang on just one moment. Sorry, I got a little dry. Ooh, I'm okay. And Andrew just goes from, like I said, from soup to nuts through everything that you can and cannot do with this. He gives very fair reviews, and even he lets you know they sent it to him for review, but he's also very fair and unbiased. And Dwight Dabney, my wish is to integrate virtual reality and augmented reality into my broadcasting. Need help with it. Kathy Hackle. That's who I want to recommend you check out. Kathy Hackle. And that's Kathy with a C, and Hackle, Hackkyl. She is the go-to for augmented reality and virtual reality and how to integrate them into broadcasts. It's above my pay grade. So that's one thing about you. You guys will learn about me. If I know something, I'll let you know. But when I don't know something, I'll let you know. So I know a little bit, but not enough to help someone with their broadcast. But I do think it's a very exciting area that is definitely on the forefront. So now let's get back to saying some more hellos. And hey, Jen Wiener's here. And that is Bandrew Says. His YouTube channel is called Podcastage. Let me show that again. Podcastage. And you can see here how he goes through, plays with all the knobs. And there he is. So you can see what he looks like. And he's just a delightful fella to watch his YouTube channel if you're into gear and all that good stuff. And he also does a regular podcast too, where he talks about like tech news and all this. So he does different segments of his show, but he's probably best known for his gear reviews. And he's also a musician. So I think that's probably how he got into doing the mic reviews and things. And so let me finish saying hi to folks. Simply Beth says she's just learning for now. Okay, Beth. And Beauty Bubble is here. She says she made it. And she spelled that out, Kathy Hackle. Great. I don't know why I feel like she has an E in her last name too, but you're probably right. And her name is spelled a bit different. Yes, it is. That's why I'm a little confused. And Jen Weiner. Okay, did I say it wrong? Weiner. I'm sorry, Jen. And Gord is here as well. So Gord, had you heard about the RØDECaster Pro? And Simply Beth says, I have heard of him. Yeah, he's very popular. And Gord is saying, yo, to Simply Beth. Okay, so in addition to this RØDECaster Pro, and actually, Rode was the first one who came out with a video to show this in action, and they kind of simulated, you could tell they were actors or whatever, sitting around a table getting ready to record a podcast. Because when you watch Bandrew's review, he mentions that it's probably really good for people who are recording a podcast, like if you're all in the room together. Like, for example, my daughter, that's how she records her podcast. Her guests that she interviews, they come into the studio, and I believe she's using a mixer, but then the mics are plugged into the handheld H6N recorder. She's not recording it into her computer, which I used to think that's what she was doing, but she's not anymore. So this may be a good replacement for her, so that she wouldn't have to do that post-production piece, which is to add in her intro, and because she's got a little intro that she recorded with the background music and all of that. So she could probably skip that part. And so a bunch of folks are here, and Jen is forgiving me for saying Weiner wrong. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I said it. So everybody says it wrong. I know. I feel the same way about people pronouncing my name wrong. Hey there, Simply Beth and Gore. Festive greetings to all. And everybody's saying hi to one another. Ross in Miss Eileen's house. Oh, Ross is here. Hello. Miss Eileen speaks. Yay. Ross knows how to say it, and he knows how to spell it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, everybody's saying hi to each other. Okay, so in this little demo that Rode did, not the one that Bandrew from Podcastage. You know what? I'm just going to give you guys a link to his channel. That's how I'll do that. They were, like I said, they were like simulating that people were sitting around recording a podcast, and that didn't give me the link. And they gave us a sneak peek of a new microphone that they have coming out, and it's called the PodMic. How smart are they? Those people at RØDE, I tell you. And it's so cute. Let's see if I can get that up for you guys to take a look at before. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you. There's a link to the contest. So you can win that Podcast Pro Studio. Let me post that link over here. And then I'll see if I can find this PodMic for you. So everybody go over there. And I didn't actually get a chance to read what are the requirements for that contest. So you guys are going to have to read that for yourself. Okay, here's the PodMic. Ooh, is that a pretty little mic or what? And they have a YouTube video. This doesn't look like this one is in English, but I'm sure they have the English version of it over on their YouTube channel. But you have to have a mixer. It's an XLR mic, which means that you can't USB plug it into your computer. Now that Podcasting Pro setup that I showed you, you can USB connect that into your computer, but then people would connect all the different mics with their XLR. And if you don't know the difference between the USB and the XLR, don't worry about it. If you don't know the difference. Those that do know the difference know just what I'm talking about. Okay? Because you absolutely don't need to know. All you really need to know, and everybody here should know, USB. A USB, that's how mostly everything you plug into your computer, with the exception of your speakers, plugs in through USB. And hey, my friend Pam is here. Great to see you. Hello, hello. Yeah, so if you get that podcasting studio, and Ross is agreeing with me, I have to watch Bandrew's Podcastage channel review. After Miss Eileen Speaks is done, his reviews are some of the best, and he's funny too. Yes, that's what I was telling everybody right before you got here, Ross. And I even shared that I have it on my Twitter. That's how much I really enjoy his show is that I put up a mystery question on my Twitter account. Hang on, I'm going to do that again because some of you guys weren't here. You missed it the first time. So I'll put it up over here. He's one of my favorite podcasts, I have to say. Does anyone know? Does anyone want to guess who this is? He is a podcaster and a YouTuber who does mic reviews. Now I'm telling you guys the answer already. Nobody else has tried to guess yet. One of his show segments is called The Conspiracy Corner. You definitely have to listen to his podcast to find out about the Conspiracy Corner. And he refers to links in his YouTube descriptions as doobly-doo. Who is he? So, in other words, he would say, check all the links down in the doobly-doo. Let's get to the podcast. And I absolutely love when he does that. And I told him that I was going to quote him because I left him a comment on his last video and asked him, how does he spell doobly-doo? And so that's why I knew the correct spelling. So anyway, he's also good friends with my friend Chris Curran from the Podcast Engineering Show. And I think I found that out after I ran into one of his reviews, searching for something, because he's, like I said, he's reviewed every mic that a podcaster would want to get their hot little hands on. So now he has not reviewed this PodMic yet, only because it hasn't shipped yet. So I've introduced you guys to PodMic because I want you to keep your eyes on it. Keep your eye on the prize, because everybody's going to be talking about this little puppy when it actually starts shipping. And so, of course, I haven't heard how it sounds. You can watch the videos from RØDE, which, it's their video. So, of course, it's going to be the best mic ever. Right? So it's probably even better than their other mics. But that's their show. their review of their own mic. So Beauty says, love to you. Your gorgeous picture was in my timeline today. Oh, yeah, it's in the doobly-doo. Yes. That's not how you pronounce it. I mean, that's not how you spell it, but yes, that is how you pronounce it. And you have to go over to my Twitter to see how you spell it. Okay, so next up, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see something that I have never shown before. This is sort of breaking news. All this stuff is pretty much breaking news, but this is really breaking news. So much breaking news that this app just came out one day this week, and I just downloaded it right before this broadcast, and I have not even used it yet. Okay, so there's a little bit of backstory to it first. The backstory is one of the guys, and this may be from both of the guys, but one of the guys who started Libsyn, his name is Dave Mansueto or Mansudo. I might be, y'all know I've been off on my pronunciations today, okay? Years ago, he introduced an app called the Boss Jock app. And the Boss Jock app was the bee's knees at the time, okay? And as podcasting evolved, the Boss Jock app sort of kind of didn't really keep up with the times. And there were some things that were lacking from the app. Okay. However, they didn't update it. And I'm kind of a little disappointed about that because I purchased the app because it's an iOS app. Okay. Sorry, I must say that. This is an iOS app. And I purchased the app right before I found out that the app wasn't getting updated. So it was like $10 or something like that. And then there was just rumors that they were going to either update the app, and we talked about this at Podcast Movement when I say we talked about it, it was the talk of people that, because Dave was there. I never got a chance to meet him though. But Dave Jackson said, he asked him about it because, you know, Dave Jackson from the School of Podcasting, he actually works at Libsyn, but he probably knew Dave Mansueto before that. And by the way, Dave Mansueto no longer works for Libsyn. You know, they sold the company years ago, probably before I even started podcasting. But they do this app development. And I believe these guys are also musicians as well. So he did tell Dave Jackson that he was either going to update it or send it, you know, into rest in peace in the podcast apps. But what happened instead is there's a new app, and it's called dun, dun, dun. It's called Backpack app. And you see this little black and green app down at the bottom of my screen. And we're going to tap on that pretty little bad boy, open it up. This is so exciting. I literally just, all I did was install the app. I purchased it. Okay, first of all, the app is $9.99 in the iOS app store. I literally purchased the app, got to the screen to say, allow the app to use the microphone. And then I said, you know what? I'm going live and talk about this app. So I didn't even go through all of this yet. So let's go through it together. Backpack Studio allows you to record studio quality recordings from anywhere in the world. It mixes your show for you so you can focus on being creative. Plug in headphones to monitor your mix and avoid feedback. Tap to toggle the mic on/off. While the mic is on, the volume of other sounds will automatically lower. Tap on an empty pad to load your intros, bumpers, sound effects, etc. for your show. You can use as many pads as you like. Swipe to the side for a new page. Tap and hold a pad to edit and adjust the behavior. Swipe up and down to adjust the pad volume. Use the mixer to adjust levels. Levels will turn orange if they are clipping. Limiting, compression, and EQ are applied for a smooth, loud mix. Visit the settings screen for tips and tricks or to send us feedback. Woohoo! Yay! So there is the app, guys. I am so excited to test it out. I'm not going to test it while we're on, okay? Well, maybe just a little bit. Let's just record at least, right? Testing 1, 2, 3. Loving the Backpack app. And you can put it on pause. It says slide to pause. Okay, see, I said slide. No, I don't know what you mean by slide to pause. Maybe I slid it the wrong way. Oh, slide the word pause. Oh, don't you just love doing new apps in real time live? Okay, hang on. I realized that my little branding here is kind of getting in the way. What do you think of my branding too, by the way? Okay, so let's go back. And once we have explored how to use the Backpack app, we'll record our first podcast episode and upload it to, I don't know, Libsyn, Anchor. That remains to be seen. Stay tuned. Okay, so we'll finish it. So let's see. There's laughter. Of course, you guys can't hear it. That's okay, though. Just know that there's laughter there. And then there's the applause. And then there's air horn. Oh, we don't want to use the air horn for sure. Okay. And then, of course, we can name it. I'll just leave it as recording one. No point in changing it because it's not like I'm going to use that. And then it tells you, you can fill in all these things. You can add the artwork, and then you can export. Let's see. Let's see where it says file region. What does that mean? Ooh, I don't know. We'll have to get a tutorial on that. Okay, let's just go to export. And then I probably would just save it. Let's see if Anchor is one of the choices. Yep, it sure is. I could take it straight into Anchor. I could take it into the app that I currently use to record my podcast, which is RØDECaster Pro. Of course, a Google Drive and all that good stuff, or Auphonic. And in Auphonic, then I could go on and, it says there's an import error. It's okay, because we're not really going to put it in Auphonic anyway. Let's go back. Okay, so did I miss anything else? I think that's it for now. So that was your first little introduction to Backpack app. OMG. How cool is that? Let's see. What's being said over here? Wow, this is almost like a professional recording studio in a phone app. Yes, and that's basically what Boss Jock app was. Okay, I never did tell you guys what I did not like about Boss Jock. And I can tell you now, because now you see how that's all being fixed with this app. Those must be the pads, yes. And this looks really cool. It does look cool. And Android needs more app love. I know, but you know, most of the podcasting apps and live streaming apps are always going to come to iOS first. And I can tell you, this one is not going to come to Android because they're not Android developers. They are only Mac, iOS, I'm sorry, developers. But what will happen is if there's really some savvy Android developers, they'll make a version that's very similar that has the same features. So I guess all those, are effects. Yes. And that's what they were saying. You can add, let's go back to that, because that's a good point, Beauty. I really didn't talk about that much. You can add, I don't know about having guests join from other locations. Sorry about that. You can upload sounds from your iCloud. Now, some of you may not know, I don't use iCloud. Stuff like that from Apple, I don't use. So, sorry. So, if anything, it would be in my Dropbox, or you can record another file. It didn't say, when I was scrolling through all those things in the beginning, it did not say that, well, I guess you can bring in somebody else, but not at the same time. Like, in other words, you can't use this app to do interviews so far from what I've seen here. It's not like I can bring someone in and we could do like a live stream kind of an interview. If they had a pre-recorded clip, then they can send it to you. You can put it in your Dropbox and then you can upload it. Okay. And we'll explore more. And, you know, I don't want to give definitive answers about things, but just based on what we saw in all those screens, it never said bring in a guest or anything. This is not like a replacement for Zencaster or Ringer or any of those other apps. Okay. And here we are. You know, I don't know why is it that I forget to post over in the Streamyard community when I go live with Streamyard. And I know why. Yes, I do. Because it was a last minute switcheroo. That's why. And by the way, that reminds me, if anyone wants to come in and join me on cam, let me know. And I can get you probably over on Facebook via Messenger. I can get you that link to join. So don't all jump at once. No, I'm just kidding. You can jump at once. I'm ready. I have Messenger open. So, oh, I do need to copy the link first. Let me get that link copied onto the clipboard. I'm not going to paste it over onto YouTube because that just doesn't sound like a wise decision. So if anyone wants to come in, let me know right now. Oh, and you know what I forgot to say? Hashtag 2taps. And if you don't know what 2taps are, that first tap is that tap when you push that like button. And the second tap is when you share it with your friends, because I don't want you to smash the like button or any of that stuff. I want you to tap it ever so gently and lovingly and show me some love and tap that like button and tap that share button. And I think everybody here is already a subscriber, because if you weren't a subscriber, your 2 taps would be tap the subscribe button and then tap that bell notification. But obviously, you guys have already done that because you're here. Oh, okay. So Beauty has done her 2 taps. And did you do yours? And here we go. We got this little sidebar conversation going on with Live Stream Universe and Streamyards. And hey, it's long overdue. Ross Brand, meet Gage Vandertop, I believe is how his last name is pronounced, from Streamyard. And Beauty's already done the introductions over in the comments, but you know. Very good. And then Rachel. Yes, Rachel Moore. What other Rachel? There's only one Rachel. Okay, so I guess that means nobody wants to come in. All right. Don't think of a whole bunch of questions later and then like, oh, I should have went on and asked my question. No, y'all can do that. That's fine. Hey, it is the long weekend for me. So I don't know how many times I'm going to be live streaming this in the next few days, because it's pretty much, I don't have much else to do except hang out with y'all. Okay. Yeah. And so Ross is saying how he can't wait to try out StreamYard. And Ross, you have iPhone, right? And iPad. I think this app will be even cooler on the iPad. That is the Backpack app. I think it's going to be even cooler on the iPad, because I think it's going to just be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, you know, to the eye on the iPad. But I think it's still full functioning. Now, something happened. Something popped up here. Let me put this back up. I always forget which one makes me small and big. At the bottom, you see that there, for those of you on iOS, you might recognize the Notes app at the bottom left. Now, I'm not sure why that opened up. Yay, we're exploring together. I love being your digital media tour guide, because we just explored and found something. Use this area to keep notes you can easily access while recording, so you can have your whole agenda of your podcast right there. And I didn't notice that pop up until after the recording. So now there's these 3 bars on the bottom left. Let's see what's hiding behind that little sucker. The mixer. Yeah. Yes, the mixer is hiding. So that leads me to recall the sentence that I started earlier and forgot. And since Ross said about my branding, that's time for me to put that back up while I give you guys this little soliloquy. The thing that I didn't like about Boss Jock was, here's what I was trying to do, and I did not know that I couldn't do this before I purchased the app. I have my voice recorded. I wanted to take my voice into Auphonic, because Auphonic works on mobile to Auphonic. Well, what Auphonic does is kind of like levels out your audio. You can kind of take out a little bit of the background noise. It just makes your audio, you don't use it for background music, but it just makes your audio sound so much more smooth and silky. And they really don't have an iPhone app, but you can use it in the mobile web browser and it does the trick. With the Boss Jock app, then you can also have the different pads. It had that same technique of the pads, and you can have music, your background music loaded on all those pads. So I wanted to not use the Boss Jock app to record my voice, but have my voice already on a separate track and then add the background music. Well, you couldn't do it that way. The only way you could bring your voice in was to record it with the app. Who knew? So the whole reason why I bought the app, because I have other ways of doing all this other stuff. The whole reason why I bought the app was to do that. And I didn't know until after I bought the app that I couldn't. Then I heard the rumor they were updating the app, and here, lo and behold. So that was really $10 down the tube. But I mean, I'm not mad. I'm just a little salty, but not mad enough to not buy this one, sight unseen, because this just came out. This app just came out, people. I just want you to know. I'll give you a great example of why it just came out. I want you to look at it while I'm doing that. Getting that together in the background while you look at that. It was a tweet. Okay, and I'll tell you their Twitter handle is Backpack Studio. I have to take that into a separate window so don't mess things up here. Okay, we'll get rid of that screen share. And we'll screen share their tweet. From less than 24 hours ago. You see this? 23 hours ago. Hello world. Backpack Studio is now live in the App Store. Freedom to create studio quality recordings on the go. A new solution for podcasting, broadcasting, DJing. So excited. Many exciting new features are in the works. BackpackStudioApp.com. Matter of fact, let me just give you that link because I hadn't done that prior. And, oh, I hate how Twitter shortens the links, but, oh, wow. It's not the end of the world. Okay, hang on. And I see Ross. I'm going to put your comment up in 1 second. Simply Beth, that is so cute. I got to put her comment up first, Ross. Saltines for salty Eileen. Yes, I was salty. I needed some extra water that day because I had a high intake of sodium. Auphonic is amazing. So many podcasters run their audio through Auphonic after doing all their own editing and mixing. It always exports your MP3 with the standard loudness for podcasts. Yes and no. Everything you said is true unless somebody doesn't know what they're doing. And with that, why don't we talk about Auphonic? Because this is what this video, I forget what I'm doing. I was going to say podcast. This video was about podcasting apps. All right, so let's go up here. So if you don't set it up right, you can screw it up. I know, because, you know, from experience. Hang on, let me get rid of some branding here. All right. And let me put my wee little face over on the side. Wee, not the big one, the wee one. All right, so I'm logged in. All right, good. Let me just pretend that I'm bringing in a file. And let me make this bigger because if anybody's not familiar with this interface, some of these boxes we're just completely going to ignore, just so you'll know, all right? You can have presets, and I have a preset. So I'm going to grab the preset because that's going to make it easier. So if I have a file, I'll bring in the file, If I want to, I'll add a title. I don't have to, but this is this important section. And this is why I said to Ross, it will do the MP3 files for you if that's what you want, if you're smart enough to figure that out. Because it also exports in other formats. Your output could be an MP3 variable rate, which you never want to use for a podcast. An AAC, which you probably don't want to use, but then Apple claims that that's what they want you to use. But don't listen to Apple. When it comes to your podcast, just don't even listen to Apple. Okay? All right. Opus, don't use that. OGG, Vobis, don't use that. These are things that are there, but not for your podcast. And what I did wrong for like the first year of using this, I would output it to a WAV file. Now, WAV files are great. They're fantastic. And what's really good about WAV files is that it captures all of the audio. It captures like the full version of the audio. But why that's not good for podcasting is because if you have a host like Libsyn or Blueberry or Spreaker or Podbean, my preferred list of hosts, if you're going to pay, they charge you by the amount of data that you upload. So WAV files are huge compared to MP3. And MP3 files, you don't lose that much quality. It's not really noticeable to the average person who's going to be listening to your podcast. I've actually never noticed the difference between MP3 and a WAV file. And when I say it's like probably 1/10 the size, I'm just, I don't know the real percentage, but that's just how much bigger that file is. So if Libsyn says you only get, and they don't, I'm just making up numbers, you only get 5 megabytes of storage. You can have one episode of your podcast be 25 megabytes if you're using WAV files. That's why you want to make it half a megabyte by converting it to MP3. So what Ross said is right, but you got to have somebody show you how to use it first. Because if you don't know what you're doing, like I didn't know in the beginning, till you watch a bunch of YouTube videos. I leave Auphonic at the default settings and it's never failed me, but I know there is a lot more you can do with it. Oh, okay. I probably left it at the default settings until, listening to a bunch of different podcasts that led me down all different kinds of wrong directions. Because one of the things that you guys may hear, and this is just a little education for the folks that are like intermediate podcasters, you may have heard of something called LUFS. And that's where you see me here, where I'm at the loudness target. And it says -16 LUFS is for podcasts. However, and Ross probably knows this from doing his flash briefings, the flash briefings and Spotify tell you they want you to have -14 LUFS. I don't pay attention to none of those people. I like -18 LUFS. I listen to it with my ear. I like it. And that's what I use. Okay. And see, this is the other things. Remember I said earlier that Auphonic kind of massages your audio file. So it uses adaptive leveler. It uses the loudness normalization. It does filtering. So it filters out all the extraneous stuff, right? That you don't want in your podcast. Hate when I do that. And it also gets rid of noise and hum and a reduction amount. I have it on auto, but you see it has different I'm not techie enough to know all those different decibels. And then you start production and it will. So it's good to make presets. And you see there, I was all over the place from watching different tutorials. One of them told me that I needed to use this setting. Another one said use this setting. Until I came up with, I'm using 18. Take it or leave it. Whoever don't like it, don't listen to my podcast. What the heck? You're not paying me for it anyway. You can have your money back. Okay. So Anyway, you know, that's extra techie stuff. But the fact that Auphonic is out there is what's important. And notice I said you don't use it with music. So you don't want to use that with your background music, because if you have background music, the last thing you want to do is level the loudness and level all those, because the music is going to be loud and soft in spots. That's how the music brings about, you know, all the different mood and tone of your podcast. So you only want to use the Auphonic on your voice and then bring in the music. So now this updated app, now I'm pointing to my phone here, which I have to change the screen share. This meaning dun, dun, dun. Finally, my this is not as fast as it should be. This is what you need to, you know, mix in the sounds so that each track is mixed separately. Oh, I have to click it on the phone. And that's how you get the sound that you want. I'm just exploring some more here. Oh, that was a little file cabinet up at the top. Hang on. The little file cabinet up at the top right. I'm sorry, top left. This is my left. I know it was right for you, but this is my left hand. That's where that recording is. And so, of course, if I had other recordings in there, they would be hiding there as well. And if I had clips, okay, those were the pre-installed clips. We already went through those. Of course, you guys didn't get a chance to hear them. The air horn, the applause, and the laughter. But I do have a way for you to hear them. So let's look at that. Let's just, hey, we're here. We're hanging out. Let's go ahead and see what those sound like. And how are you going to hear them? With my other phone, my iPhone 6 Plus. Oh, shucks. I had the volume turned down. All right, this is loud. That's the air horn. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am so silly sometimes. Okay, Bev, happy holidays, dear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and I don't pay attention either, Eileen. I do. Mine is 18 loves for all podcasts and flash briefings. Yes. And, you know, I think they just try to keep us confused, Ross. So why would Amazon have one loves and knowing that it's different from the one that people are using with Apple Podcasts? Why? Because they just have to fight. If YouTube was in there, they probably would say, we want 17.5. You know what I mean? Luckily, they don't have a nickel in that dime. So, all right, let's see. What else can we explore on this app? There's got to be a way, Gage, if you're still here, I don't know if you're here or not, that I will remember that in order to get the small person, I have to click on the small person. Oh, that's just me, not you. Nothing you're doing wrong. Sorry. Carry on. Okay, so then we go to all. All right, so let's go into settings. Settings is that cogwheel. Oh, nice. The automatic ducking. The automatic ducking is where you're going to bring that music in, and it's automatically going to detect. I got to be honest with y'all. This is what Anchor is already doing for free. Just to let you guys know. And plus, they give you the music too. I'm just saying. Anchor already has what they call smart background music. But, I'm talking about this app right now. If you haven't ever seen or heard me talk about Anchor before, please go to my Anchor tutorials playlist. That's at eileen.link/anchor tutorials. I know sometimes people might just get tired of hearing me talk about Anchor so much. So today we're not talking about that. So that auto ducking, what that does is to bring that music sound beneath your voice. But because it's automated, it's going to do it in a way that you don't have to go back in there and say, oh, maybe I want the music louder, or no, maybe my voice should be a little loud. No, it's auto. So it's adjusting to your voice. And it knows, like I just paused, it knows like when you pause, that music should get louder. Then when you start talking again, it should bring that music back down again. Of course, I can't do a demo because I don't have any of that set up. And y'all know why, right? Just bought the app 2 minutes before I went live. Yeah, there's that. They want us to do more free work. Yes. Yep. So this is a really cool app. Let's see what else. Oh, there's other filters now. This is really getting into the techie. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Ruth. I just saw you. Hey, Ruth, happy holidays. Thank you so much, dear. I just saw out the corner of my eye. Let me just scroll back now. That's making me remember. Make sure that I have everything. And earlier also Dwight said, what a great branding app. I'm not sure which branding he was talking about, the backpack or my branding. Just put my branding up just real quick. Probably that one. Okay. Let's go back to the comments just to make sure that I got everything. I think I did. Okay. And people are saying bye to Beth. Simply Beth. Always nice to spend moments with you. Yes. Okay. So these features that I'm scrolling through now here on this app are your real power features. Okay. If you don't know what you're doing, just leave them set the way they are. All right. So your low cut filter, but I'll read what it says. Reduces low frequency hum and rumble on the mic. Recommended. So what does that mean? Leave it on. Mic compression gives the mic a smooth, loud sound. Recommended. Compressed audio. Recording compressed audio reduces file sizes by 90%. Okay. You know, and like I said, that's important when you're using a paid host. Now, I'm going to take a moment now to say something about Anchor. That's not a good thing. Anchor compresses your file. I don't care. You could give them that big fat WAV file. It doesn't matter. They're going to compress it and bring it down to even less than MP3. It's called an M4A file. I just wanted to put that out there. But as long as you're happy with the sound that you're getting on Anchor, don't worry about that. Okay, dual mono. Mix left and right mic channels together for dual channel mics. It should be mono. Podcast should always be mono. Okay. No problem. Happy holidays and carry on. Teach. Thank you, sweetie. Okay. This is a big misconception. And I even had to talk to my my podcasting daughter about this. I don't know if she paid me any attention, but you never want to have a stereo podcast unless the only exception to that is if you are a musician and your podcast is about music and you're playing music that you own the rights to. And here's why. If you use stereo, especially if you're doing an interview, somebody's listening on their earbuds. You're going to be in one earbud. Your guest is going to be in the other earbud. That might sound cool, But oh no, because when you're at the gym, and believe it or not, some people do this when they're driving, you only have one earbud in. And even if you're in the car and you're playing it on your car stereo, one person's coming out of this side of your car and the other person's coming out of that side of your car. You don't want that. No, you're not. I'm not supposed to tell you guys what to do with your podcast. It's your podcast. Do your thing. But I'm just telling you, that's a bad thing. You don't want stereo on a podcast ever, unless you're a musician. Okay. Because people expect that it's music. So, okay. All right. So I'm not still sure I understand what this setting, because they have it automatically turned off. I will do a little bit more investigation. I'm going to assume that they're doing the right thing because they are professionals and they're also musicians. Okay. The AGC is the automatic gain control, automatically adjust built-in mic input, recommended. It's funny because on this dual mono mic, they don't say recommended. It just says for dual channel mics. I don't know what that means, because why would you have a dual channel mic hooked up to your iPhone? I don't know. Maybe if you're, I don't know. I won't mess with that one. It's off. I would leave it off. Okay. And Fraser Ramsey, our Scottish friend. How's it going, baby? And yeah, Ramsey knows a little bit about this mixing down. And you didn't see the RØDECaster Pro. Neither did you, Ruth. Hopefully you get a chance to go back and watch the beginning of this, because I'm not going to bring them up again. And you guys are saying hi to each other. And my friend Art is here from the Hollywood Hills in California. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm happy to be spending this time together. Oh, thank you, Arthur. I appreciate you. So, yeah, let's just do a quick recap, guys. I think we're all done with all the things that I could figure out with this. It's called the Backpack Studio app. iOS only. All right. You guys got that? It's $10 in the Apple Store. It's from the same guys who made the Boss Jock app. And I still want my money back on the Boss Jock app. So if you're listening, Dave, yeah, hook a sister up. Make sure that you subscribe to Bandrew Says, also known as Podcastage. I put this link here. He does all the mic reviews. He's funny as heck. He has the funny segment called The Conspiracy Corner on his podcast. And he also, another reason why I want you guys to start thinking about doing shows like the way he does his show. And I think Ruth is already doing this, and I think Fraser is as well. Think about, definitely Ross does this. This is really for me. Okay. You should have your segments. Segments are not just, I recorded this, I talked about this thing for 5 minutes. Now I'm going to talk about that thing for 5 minutes. Segments should be like, this is the part of the show. Every week I'm going to give a new tool. And then every week we're going to talk about a person and what they've done for whatever industry or whatever it is that you do. And then another segment, like, and Bandrew does a segment called The Conspiracy Corner. And he plays this cute music, and then he goes and he talks about different companies and, something that may be going on in the news with tech related. And he'll say, okay, we're going into the conspiracy corner. And then he'll say, okay, let's get out of the conspiracy corner. And he comes back. That's a segment, a real segment, not like the segments in Anchor which are just the way you recorded your podcast. But this is something that I have to work on with my content development, is coming up with the different segments. Okay. Because I'm so used to just tutorial. And so I'll come up with some segments in the new year. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution. Oh gosh. I'm not even going to put your previous comment up, Fraser. I know the original banana cue. Yeah. Crew. Beauty. And question. What camera are you using for the live stream? Ooh. Good question. All right. Let's see if I can show this camera, the settings of this camera without blowing things up. Thanks to the skills and the help of my Elgato Stream Deck. Yeah, it doesn't like when I do that. Yeah, it doesn't like when I do that. When I open this little window up, it doesn't like this at all. So that's why I froze on the other screen. But that's okay, because I'm showing you what I'm using. And this is the Logitech BRIO, B-R-I-O, Logitech BRIO. And the links are down in the doobly-doo for all my gear and stuff. I love the doobly-doo. And I'm showing you my secret sauce here. You see here, the first thing I did was put it on widescreen. Standard is just a little too close for comfort. So I go with widescreen. Now I could, don't ever mess with this anti-flicker. Just leave it as is. I could adjust my field of view, which is another way of just zooming in and zooming out, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it at 78. That's my secret sauce. Then I go over to the advanced tab. And something that I wish, if I had a wish list for Logitech, that I could save these settings. And maybe there is a way, and I just haven't figured it out. But I never like to have autofocus on. And you won't see a difference unless I start moving around. Because if I start moving around, it's going to try to autofocus, and it makes me blurry. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to leave it on. I leave it off. I didn't mean to say on. I leave it off. I don't want it to autofocus because I'm basically only sitting here, maybe leaning forward, and maybe not, but that's it. Then the other thing I had to work on with this BRIO is the color and the white balance. So if I turn the white balance on, I don't know why I look green. And green is not my color. So I turn it off. And then, you know, you can adjust the slider. I can make myself look orangier. And I used to always have this orangey look on my videos, if you remember, like 2 years ago. But I bring it back down so it just looks natural. And then I can still further tweak it with the color intensity. But if I do that, then I start looking burgundy. That's not good. I don't even drink. So I bring it back down. And I do believe Ross has this BRIO too. So let me come back on. And yeah, and thank God for the branding. Because then I can, if I'm not sure if I'm the right color, I can look at my little pick up there and I can say, wait, I'm just a little pinker than I am in that picture. So maybe I do need to bring that down. Look, but I'm not going to mess with it, right? At the moment. So I hope that answers your question and probably gave you just a little bit of TMI. But like I said, all the links, support the show. The links in the doobly-doo. as Bandrew would say. And it comes with an accent, the Elgato. And somebody said that's a cat, but I don't know why they named it the Elgato. Everyone all set for Christmas, shopping done, etc. Good question. You guys talk amongst yourselves because I already told y'all I don't buy gifts. So all my shopping is done. I'm all set. How do you spell doobly-doo? Good one. Okay, I'll put up my tweet again. And since you guys already know the answer, you guys can come over and answer on my Twitter. Okay, because let's bring that out into a separate window. So I can, because I literally left him a comment on his video and asked him how does he spell it. And let me hide my branding because I don't want it to get in the way. And then I'll screen share. And this is the question that I have on Twitter. Does anyone want to guess who this is? He is a podcaster and a YouTuber who does mic reviews. One of his show segments is called The Conspiracy Corner and refers to links in his YouTube description as Doobly Doo. Who is he? Come on, y'all. Y'all can answer because I already told you. It's Bandrew. Bandrew Says, also known as Podcastage, is the name of his YouTube channel. And I believe I tweeted about it, but probably not on this Twitter account. I tweeted it on, I posted it over on the Facebook group. On the patrons Facebook group. The Patreon folks. And I'll bring that up again. And this time we'll just go over to his channel. So I already got 4,448 views of that video. Hang on, guys. You know, YouTube is so slow. It's just one of the slowest loading sites. So, I mean, I wish Google would apply their own rules about fast loading sites. I wish they would apply that rule to their own site. So there he is, Podcastage. Find the right gear to start your podcasting and YouTubing. New videos every Tuesday and Friday. Talk about having a great branding and a great YouTube banner. It tells you exactly what it's about. It gives you a fantastic, I mean, he's just got it all together. And he has a Discord too. So for you guys who actually like Discord, that would not be me. But, you know, he's got the 85,000 subscribers, so you can join to be, I haven't joined his yet, though. I'm slow walking the joining of, because I already got Patreon stuff going on. And so I only joined one person so far. Okay. So let's see. I'm missing some comments here. Okie dokie. You guys are talking about food over here. Beauty, what delights are on the menu this Christmas? Usual turkey or different? Just tonight, candied orange, fresh cranberry juice, banana, cranberry, walnut bread. So all the sweet things tonight. Ooh, beauty. Sounds delicious. Wish I knew how to cook. Beauty, show name. I think you were talking about Podcastage. I'm not sure. Streamyard, we can fix that. Is there a Windows version of the screen share you using? If not, is there one you recommend that is free, open source? I'm typing the link in. It's Eileen.link/StreamYard. Doesn't matter if you have a PC or a Mac or a Chromebook. I think you can use it on Chromebook as well. So there you have it. And you can use it for free. Okay. You happy now? Can I get 2 taps? Can I get a hashtag 2 taps? All right. And Boo Basics, Bandrew show is very informative. Hi there. How are you? Interesting profile picture you have there. I wonder if you're a gamer. I have this feeling that you might be. And yeah, y'all know what two taps are, right? So we're all going to get into some trouble. Author, it's a browser app. The screen share is just a Chrome extension, works on any system with Chrome. Yay! So we even have the Streamyard people here, Author. So here's my recommendation for you. And actually, this is my recommendation for everyone. And I'm so glad I thought of this because I had not done this. Y'all know I always pop out the chat. Well, I have forgot to pop the chat out because Streamyard has it so smooth now that I can do all of my chatting right inside of the cast that I forgot. I still need to pop my chat out. Okay, because I like to copy and paste my chat into a Google Doc when this is all over with. And also I like to express to you guys that what I like for you to do, you know, this is a community here. And I like for you guys to connect with one another. And the way that you do that, now most of my old timers will already know. When I call y'all old timers, y'all know what I mean, my loves. Like, for example, Pam from Au Natural Aromatherapy. She has left a comment. If you scroll over to the far right, you will see 3 dots. Let me make it bigger. Uh-oh, I clicked reset by mistake. You click those 3 dots and you go to the channel. So I want each and every one of you to do that to each and every one other. You know what I mean? Y'all all do that. And for Author, who has specific questions or may have specific questions for StreamYard, make sure you do that for StreamYard. And if you're on Facebook, holla at your girl on Facebook and I'll hook you up and connect you with the Facebook group. How's that sound? And they are the smooth operator of live streaming. And Pam has tapped. All right, as long as you ain't tapped out, honey. And Boo Basic is not Boo Basis. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm just gonna call you Boo. Boo, you're not a gamer? Okay. I'm scared to ask what your channel is about. Maybe I should go over here and check it out. Since I'm telling everybody else I have to do like I say I need to do. Oh, you haven't put up any videos yet. Okay. So hopefully you will get a chance to put some videos up one day, if that's what you're interested in doing. If not, maybe you want to be a podcaster. If you're on mobile, tap the person's name, then tap the go-to channel on the pop-up. You won't lose Eileen. Jen Weiner. Oh, hashtag 2 taps. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Nothing yet. Okay. Well, take your time. I'm glad you're thinking about it and you're not rushing into it. And then, like I said, in the meanwhile, you may want to start podcasting. And because I just gave you a bunch of cool tools to use. Now, if you guys are not on iOS and you can't take advantage of the app that I introduced you to today, which is called the Backpack app or Backpack Studio, because when you search for it in the Apple store, you're going to search for Backpack Studio. Not any of the other backpack apps, okay? Because those are for high schoolers. Then you just want to use the Anchor app. Just use the Anchor app. One more time. Just use the Anchor app. It's on iOS and it's on Android and it's super cool. And it's like the watered down version of what I just showed you guys on the Backpack Studio. And you may even get the same or better results with Anchor. So I just want to show y'all what's out there. And because it just came out, I thought that would be a fun thing for me to do today, is to go over it with you guys. But seriously, was it super cute Saturday? You know, you shouldn't have to ask. If you have to ask if it's super cute Saturday, then the hair ain't right. So you see it's fluffy. So yes, that's my other hashtag. Hashtag super cute Saturday. And yes, it is. Always go to Instagram if you're not sure on a Saturday. And believe me, I always post that story because I don't even wait until I leave the hairdresser. As soon as I get out that chair and pay my bill, I take my selfie and hashtag super cute Saturday. I don't let the wind get to it. See, now the wind got to it. That's why it's super windy here in Philly today. So I'm just gonna put that comment up there, but I'm not gonna say what this says. Okay, Boo Basis, just go ahead and go back and watch the replay. And because I'm getting ready to end the stream soon. And look forward to Jim Weiner says Anchor rocks. I'm looking forward to, please connect with me over on Facebook. I know you're like, what? Did she just say connect with her on Facebook? Yes, I did, because that's where I'm going to be posting some content over the upcoming days. And I'm going to put that Facebook page. It's just like this channel, Miss Eileen Speaks. And I want y'all to connect with me over there. And I will be posting things over there. And I've been a little bit more active there. And I figured out how to do stories on my page. So some of my stories will be going to my Facebook. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I gotta admit, I don't have that 100% figured out. But they are showing up on my page. Oh, you know what? Before I leave, let me just show you. That's the thing I love about screen sharing. You know, back when we were in elementary school and stuff, we used to say, I can show you better than I can tell you. Yeah, I always was a little feisty, even when I was in not elementary, more like middle school, but what they call junior high here in Philly. So here's the Facebook page that I want y'all to check out. Oh, Frazier messaging me. Okay, and come on over here, and it's Miss Eileen Speaks. And yeah, let's see if it's going. Yeah, the story's going, because that was earlier yesterday. But no, wait, I did one this morning, I thought. Anywho, I got some fun stuff over there for you guys. So come on to like the page over here and hang out with me over there as well. And I will probably be posting to the community tab here on YouTube as well. And, you know, we had so much fun today that I'm not going to edit this video down like I have done to some of the other live streams that just went on just a little too long. And what I want to say before I leave is taking me a while to get it together. I will see you in the next video. Be sure to subscribe and come back. I'll be back here next weekend for sure. And don't forget, hashtag 2taps. And with that, bye for now.